Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. I am a life coach and I help people align with their highest reality possible. And today we are going to be talking about what to do when you feel like you have no control over a situation. Let's get into it. There are going to be a lot of times in life where you're going to realize that you have zero control over people, zero control of outcomes, and zero control over certain situations, especially outcomes and situations that do not directly and solely involve you. Okay? So, anytime that you're working with life and there are a lot of people in your reality, there is no way to control and manipulate the people around you. Okay, it's just not going to happen. You definitely can't control outcomes when it comes to other people. You can only control most outcomes when it comes to you, and sometimes you can't even control those because other people are involved or in control of certain aspects of your reality. So that being said, there are some things that you can control. And while we can't control others and certain outcomes, what we can control, and the only thing, honestly, that I believe that you can control in life and that you have 100% control over is you. Now, this is going to be a general video, so I don't know what type of situation you're in, so I can't be very specific. But, in my coaching program, I can, hone it down a little bit and be more specific. But for the sake of this video and other people, I'm just going to keep it very general. There are, find out and focus on the parts of the situation that you can control and, control those. Another thing you can do is you can definitely control your state of being. And the way we do that is we can control our thoughts. So when I talk about our state of being, that means our emotional well-being. We can control our emotional well-being by being responsible and managing what's going on in our head, the stories we're telling ourselves about the situation, the fearful thoughts that we're having. We can switch those around, and we can have more positive thoughts about the situation, and we can change the stories that we're telling ourselves that there's only one fearful outcome, and we can change that to a more positive outcome out of a whole slew of possibilities that could actually happen. And another thing you can do is you can control how you react to the situation or how you react to certain people. And you can do that by, of course, managing your emotions, okay? And you can do that by, instead of reacting to people, you can respond to people, okay? And so when you respond to people, you keep your vibrational frequency at the level that you want it to be at, to where if you react to people, you usually meet them at their level. So if they're stressed and worried and they're coming at you, then you may react in the same vibrational frequency as them. Got a little tongue tied there. So you want to maintain your vibrational frequency, your emotional well-being, when you are responding instead of reacting to the situation. So while you may not be able to control the situation or control others around you in the situation, you can definitely control how you respond instead of reacting to the situation or person. And another thing you can do is you can take action steps to prevent a situation, or you can take action steps to manage the situation and make it less stressful. So you just want to look at your situation and find out what are the actions that I can take that can actually prevent certain things from happening that I'm worried about or that may happen, so that I can make sure that they don't happen. Or you could say, what steps can I go ahead and take to go ahead and manage whatever these outcomes are going to be, whether they're positive, negative outcomes. Of course, they're only positive or negative because that's how we're judging them. They're actually neutral outcomes, but they could be positive or negative to us by the story that we're telling and running in our brains, okay? So whatever actions that you can take to be able to manage the situation in a more peaceful, calm, and productive way, and the more actions you can take to change an outcome, if you have that ability to change the outcome in some situation where you have a little bit of control over one aspect of it, then take action. There's nothing that will calm anxiety and worry faster than taking action towards something that can actually change the outcome. Now, there's some outcomes that you can't change, but any action steps that you can take that can manage it and make it a little less stressful, do those. And the last thing that you can do is you can manage your attitude. keep your attitude positive about the situation. You can still be realistic about a situation and still be positive about it, and you want to be positive because you don't want to cause stress in other people, and you want to be positive because you want to keep yourself at a happy level. Now, it is perfectly fine to not feel positive 100% of the time, but I know from experience, if you don't try to keep a positive attitude and you fall into these low vibe frequencies for a long period of time, I'm not saying if you fall into them temporarily, but if you continuously wake up every day and you're having this attitude of pessimism and this attitude of nothing's going right and this attitude that this outcome is not going to turn out okay, you can slip into depression. And so depression is just having these same low vibe thoughts about a situation, or not doing things that make us happy, or staying stagnant or feeling stuck in the situation that we're in, playing victim, when we do actually have the power to change our attitude about a situation, or to see it in a different perspective that can change our attitude. Sometimes if we just turn the gym a little bit and quit looking at this part of the gym, but if we turn it this way a little bit, you can see that there's a different point of view that you can look at that is a little more positive, and that makes you feel a little better, and that raises your vibration, and that helps you feel like you have some sort of control over your attitude and your mental state. And you got to remember, your attitude affects other people that aren't able to maintain their vibrational frequency. I don't know a lot of people that are able to maintain their vibrational frequency, honestly. It's something I've been trying to work on, and it's even hard for me, but that is one of the things that I've been trying to maintain. When other people are stressed or when other people are worried, I try not to fall in or get sucked in to their emotional state. It's very easy for me to get sucked in, though, because I am a little empathic. So that means I take on other people's emotions sometimes. So I have to be wary, and I have to try to differentiate, is this my emotion or is this somebody else's emotion that I have taken on because of the state that they're in? How is it affecting me? So a lot of times I have to remember that I have to be responsible with my vibrational frequency, because I understand, since other people's vibe affects me, I understand that my vibe can affect other people. So I try to always be calm, and I try to catch myself if I'm not calm, if I'm reacting. I try to have a good attitude. It's pretty much second nature for me to have a good attitude now. I've had to reprogram my mind to do this. I wasn't always like this. I was very pessimistic, always saw the dark side of things, always saw the cup half empty. Always was able to pick up on things that were wrong, and that's because I have an analytical mind. And when you're analytical, you're like the Terminator in Terminator 2, and he has that screen with all the red writing on there that shows you every possible attack possibility, or every possible thing that could go wrong or whatever come up. That's kind of like how my brain was, and it still is sometimes, but it's manageable now. That's a little personal, but that's how I see life. I'm very analytical, so I can see a lot of things just come up in my space, I should say, and I have to manage those. But so maintain your attitude, keep it positive, keep it uplifted, because you never know who you're affecting. And it's okay to feel your emotions, and it's okay to be in those low vibe emotions. Just don't stay in those low vibe emotions. Learn how to feel the emotion fully. And if you feel the emotion fully and go all the way through it and let it work its way through your body and then let it go, it's a good way to manage your emotions. You want to feel those emotions. You don't want to stuff them down. But eventually you want to bring yourself back up to having a good attitude. And the way you do that is you change your stories in your head, you change your thoughts, you have a different perspective, a more positive perspective, and it helps. So anytime that you feel like you're out of control in a situation, just think about these tips and know that you are only in control of you, okay? And you can control you, and you're just going to have to let go of the situation and let go of other people around you, because you can't control them as well. And so those are just a few things I wanted to put out there into the universe. If you guys have any opinions of what I said about any of this, you could put it down below in the comments and we'll talk. And that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye, guys.